I'm Jake.
And Alex, back again.
Welcome to the first reaction video of 2023.
Ooh, Happy New Year.
And today we're going to start off with the Cinema Snob's review of Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.
Oh.
Fitting that there's a Friday the 13th coming up.
I feel like we should do something to ward off the evil spirits here, the bad luck, but...
I forgot my rabbit's foot.
Alright, we'll walk under a ladder. Oh, we're not supposed to do that, okay.
It's got to become tradition for us to react to the Friday the 13th, and technically the last one we should have done was his review of Friday the 13th, A Nude Beginning, because that's how it chronologically went, but that's a porn review and you need to keep your day job.
Yeah.
So we're doing Part 6 today, which is, in a way, one of the best sequels, but it's got some flaws, which we'll get into soon.
I think they had to maintain the arc here, but...
Bit of a retcon of Jason being cremated in Part 5.
Yeah.
And from this point on, he's kind of an indestructible zombie.
Well, they haven't tried that yet, so...
And of course, you like the Cinema Snob.
Yeah. Always a good kind of style to him, and the quality of his reviews is always top-notch.
Definitely, and his Friday the 13th reviews are just on point and kind of legendary, so without further ado, let's watch.
Alright. Help me out, what year was this?
1986, I believe.
Okay. Just putting it in context.
This is the whole trailer for the original film.
Well, this adaptation of Frankenstein sure is taking a lot of liberties. Last time we talked about a Friday the 13th movie, some guy named Jason got some people to fuck. But several years ago when we talked about Friday the 13th Part 5, it ended a little something like this.
The supposed new Jason.
As we all know, that ending was ignored in favor of making Tommy Jarvis a mute psychic who could foresee Jason's kills. Right, that's not right at all. You know, I hesitate to give too much shit to Jason Lives because it is better than A New Beginning. And it was so short-lived it lasted for just one movie. I guess the idea of resurrecting a vengeful paramedic was deemed too silly, so they decided to bring back Jason. And to bring back Jason, producers hired writer-director Tom McLaughlin to handle the project. McLaughlin's idea was to tell a more humorous Jason story, one that uses
Fourth wall break.
humor, slapstick, and a tongue-in-cheek, self-aware attitude that makes me very angry. This is a serious film series that should be treated with respect, like Part 4 did.
Crispin Glover, baby.
See, this series is above self-parody. While McLaughlin was given semi-free reign to make his funny Jason movie, the main condition was that Jason be the killer. Producer Frank Mancuso Jr. was sold on McLaughlin's comedy scripts, while other producers were skeptical of this different kind of Jason movie. Skeptical producers, yet the movie was still allowed to do something different. What kind of sorcery is this? Would audiences be able to get the joke of the film? Hard to say. A surprising number of people didn't get this joke. A Halloween movie without Michael Myers as the killer is like a Jason movie without Jason as the killer. And Jason's been the killer since the very beginning. I repeat, a surprising number of people. Maybe producers thought
Some people are dumb.
Contradicted its Terror Inc. name. Jason picked the wrong time to come back. It's tornado season. You know, it's a slasher film when you can see the teens pot smoke off camera. The movie wants you to know right away about its silly nature.
I don't know how you talked me into this, Tommy. I must be crazy.
I know that when I go to take down a supposedly dead serial killer, the first person I'm going to take with me is Ron Horshack Galillo. Tom Matthews takes over the role of Tommy Jarvis, and he's wearing a fantastic
fucking guy.
disguise. His plan is to dig Jason up and then kill him again, which ignores part 5 when they said that he was cremated. Well, everyone else ignores part 5.
Seeing it wrong, but destroying it will. Jason belongs in hell. I'm gonna see he gets there.
So
He's already dead.
But in hell, Jason is in purgatory. They find the grave, but with no date of birth or death. This could be any Jason Voorhees. Leave it to Horshack to be the smartest character in the entire series. You should listen to him.
This is great. Okay, let's go.
They made a huge mistake. They accidentally dug up the zombie from Zombie. I too feel disturbed when I'm reminded of certain Corey Feldman movies.
Corey was busy doing the Lost Boys.
Whatever happened to Tommy Jarvis's sister? Tommy has been disturbed for years, but his sister is apparently okay with what happened in the past. Well, this is already a bad idea, so let's make it worse.
What?
Yeah, this guy is a wreck.
Damn right, oh shit. You're desecrating a corpse.
Yeah, fuck you, Jason.
And hurling needless insults at him as well. I could do without the name calling, thank you very much. He's soon struck by lightning, and that reignites the worm monster inside of him, which can only be killed through another Voorhees.
He's alive!
We truly believe Great Duke. I sort of feel like the Jesse Walsh scream would be appropriate in this instance. I wonder if Tommy now regrets this terrible idea. And the rain putting out the matches means that God is apparently on Team Jason.
Who wouldn't be?
And there goes the only character who called out the lead's bullshit, and he also tried doing something about it. Tom Matthews has had enough of this. Once you've banged an alien from LA, you really don't need to do Jason.
That movie.
Well, we've had exploding masks and 3D titles in the previous opening credits. What's this one gonna spring on us?
Whoa!
James Bond.
What the fuck? Everyone knows that Jason is way too street to play James Bond. It's great being put in a position making jokes about a movie that makes jokes about itself. It's almost like what I'm doing is completely pointless. They should have all seen this resurrection coming. The box states that not only does Jason live, but that his mask is fucking huge. Why the hell did someone named Tommy write all over my box? But I am more
Autographs. Gotta get 'em.
Scene in which Jason apparently springs forth from a river of hot lava. Tommy attempts to warn the most trigger-happy police in the state.
You better cool out, boy. You already almost got your head blown off.
Will you listen, damn it?
Don't piss me off, Junior, or I will repaint this office with your brains.
That would be murder. The sheriff puts
Honestly, I'd be for it with this kid.
The murders that are about to follow are all his fault, but also for being in Midnight Cabaret. Maybe the fact that they renamed Crystal Lake Forest Green will confuse Jason.
That's why we changed the name. People want to forget this was Crystal Lake. They don't need some kids stirring up kids and shit again.
Yeah, but they're not likely to forget that half of their residents have been butchered. Bad attitude.
Someone needs to stop Jason. Too bad I'm in jail.
I'll explain this later.
The fuck? Oh, right. That's from the Geek Review. I guess it all comes full circle. That is, until the next episode of Lloyd comes out.
The day has come to finally get this movie in.
I
animated show he used to do.
Oh, okay.
Head inside of a microwave.
Darren, we better turn around.
Why?
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
That's a fair point, but it seems a little insensitive to make movies like that in this universe. Interrogate Jason to find out where the Rita Miller money went.
Run him over!
Carl, he'll be taken care of.
Yeah, same guy.
That's disturbing. His wife has the better idea. She offers Jason money. See that audience? If you keep giving him money, he'll keep returning.
Jason don't take bribes.
Sorry, Jason only accepts Canadian money. Oh shit, he's having a recurring nightmare about being in Dangerously Close. And by the way, was every punk 20-something in the 80s auditioning for 21 Jump Street? The sheriff's daughter and her friends are there to run a summer camp, but Tommy warns them about Jason. Whatever, he's hot. The cops aren't doing shit.
This
You know who
bitch.
would do something about this? Sheriff Horseshack. Too bad no one is interested in resurrecting his corpse. They just bury his ass instead.
Some folks have a strange idea, entertainment.
The hell are you judging me for, Paramount? You made the movie. You know what could have saved these people? Listening to the song on the radio.
You should have at least called, don't you think? Megan? What? Hello? Yeah.
It's Alice Cooper's theme to Friday the 13th Part 6. It's an
Yeah,
omen.
Alice
And
Cooper did the
all
thing.
they
Really?
talk about is the series continuity.
What if he did come back here? Searching for the one that decapitated his vengeful mother.
Oh, no way to keep up. Jason took care of her at the beginning of Part 2. Doesn't matter. Angela Baker's gonna kill them all anyway.
I think I'd rather deal with old Jason.
Me too. At least Jason never sings this.
Sleepaway Camp 2. By the way, that's Bruce Springsteen's sister on the guitar.
Really?
Paintball day.
Yeah.
The executives are quickly taken out by the woman disguised as Joan Allen, and this has pissed off some of the other executives. Stop, Ron! Your statement catches what you want. You want the New York Ripper set. That's miles and miles away. While this dude is busy having a nice day, I feel like there's not enough Woody Allen slapstick in this.
Go.
This is getting to be too much. I miss when the characters took these movies seriously.
Part 1.
Yet another Native American actor completely ignored by the Oscars. All three of them get their heads chopped off. It's like the darkest Three Stooges ending ever. Well, the second darkest. My first thought, though, is, damn, Jason sure hasn't been missing many meals in there. Jason is clearly disqualified after being shot with a paintball gun. He reveals himself to not only be a murderer, but also a cheater. The sheriff escorts Tommy out of town before Brian Dennehy and his deputies get a hold of him. But Tommy has a better idea, to show them the grave himself.
Good, bad, and the ugly.
Unfortunately, the grave has been filled in, which, what the hell?
You made my deputy draw his revolver. He's been dying to try his mail-order laser scope.
What is
This
wrong with
town
these people?
needs Jason, because without him, they're incredibly murder happy. And they're a little questionable with their vulgarities.
Does he think I'm a farthead?
Great. You
Fart
support
head.
like fart head and a bunch of kids show up. At least maybe we'll get a history lesson.
Look, here's a story. These are called Indian markers, okay? Let's just say you have a chief, right? And he dumps his squaw or his wife, whatever, and he decides, hey, I'm going to pick up with another woman and take off with her.
Fantastic. I feel
Very
so
informative.
It's like listening to this guy talk about Indians. No time for that. We've got yuppies on the loose.
I don't know. I mean, sort of hurt. He thought I brought you up here just to...
Stick a twig up my pee hole. Ow. Jason's
Yeah.
made a huge mistake. If he kills off the old man, who's going to bury the rest of the sweat hogs? Well, this sounds like something I'd investigate. Oh shit. This isn't what it looks like.
What are we gonna do?
We gotta get to the sheriff's office. Don't bother. If Jason didn't kill you, the sheriff's deputy would murder you with a laser scope gun. I think they're starting to run out of ways to kill time before they're murdered.
Okay, I've got a great game. It's called Camp Blood. The object of the game is to find out which cabin Jason is in.
Doesn't seem appropriate here,
No,
where they
no,
are.
no.
It's the one where you throw a bunch of rocks at zombies and fight Jason's mom's severed head.
Commercial break area.
Oh.
Friday the 13th Part 6 is the only Friday the 13th film with zero nudity, which is one of the only tittyless slasher films that seems like that's part of the joke. But unfortunately,
Well,
there's
we got his
nothing
tits.
to masturbate to.
Yeah, that's the name of the song.
No, it's Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Right? While Court is rocking out in the driver's seat, Jason is rocking
great
out
here.
in the bathroom. And this scene's method of killing is totally fucking mad.
Oh.
What are you doing back there? Taking a dump?
Oops, Jason hates shit jokes. This guy is definitely gonna pay.
What?
Who's driving? Yeah.
Ten out of 10.
Damn, Jason was killed by his own hubris. Enough of my fake endings. Back to bad sheriff Port of Call Forest Green.
Sheriff's office. Oh, I'm sorry. He can't come to the phone right now. He's in the can training his lizard. May I take a message?
That's your dad you're talking about.
My family is being tortured. Tommy buys himself a bunch of books on how to defeat Jason. Fantastic. So while you're reading all of that, Jason has murdered like 20 people. At least 10 instances of slapstick have happened.
Sheriff's office. I'm sorry he's not in. Can I take a message?
Does she work
my
there?
family is still being tortured. It's been years, but Jason has finally returned to summer camp.
Oh, good
Unfortunately, he has none of these traits, so he is definitely not going home with a badge. Sheriff Dunstcap actually believes that Tommy Jarvis is the murderer behind this. Someone is clinging a little too hard to the ending of Part 5. Not even Deputy Burt Reynolds can talk him out of this theory. They end up finding poor Woody Allen's body parts, so now they have another suspect on their list, Mia Farrow. Oh, and title drop!
Happy Friday the 13th.
That makes no sense. The first Tommy Jarvis movie began on Sunday the 15th. The 80s, when we had an entire magazine dedicated to the volleyball scene from Top Gun. Did you hear something?
For a moment, I thought that was a
outside?
gay
And our
porn
first
magazine.
instinct is to pour shitty beer on it. This is very bad. Jason is an IPA man, and he's definitely not going to like the fact that you're wearing Angela's jersey.
And the black girl's
That's
out.
for making him smell like a frat party.
Yeesh.
And that's because the producers wanted extra gore added to the movie. Quite the opposite of Part 7, in which the gore was taken out. At least now Tommy has some help on his quest.
You said on the phone you needed some supplies, right?
Yes, Brian.
Then let's get going. We can argue about it on the way. You tell me what you need and I'll see to it that you get it.
I want you to put my face in your crotch.
And he does.
Okay. Thanks. The bandit takes a break from masquerading for Team Justice to pull over these speeders. Although this speeding sign raises more questions than answers. Thankfully, the movie hasn't sunk as low as crotch jokes.
It's gonna be a hairy turn.
The movie's dignity has now been stripped. You bunch of fartheads. Good one, Tommy. Now you've really given the sheriff a reason to shoot you. I feel like a more appropriate subtitle than Jason Lives is Good One, Tommy. Oh boy, the ghosts are really coming up with more elaborate, bloody ways of taunting Carol Ann. Is she gonna fill the annoying kid quota for the film?
Sissy and Court are playing jokes. You know, trying to scare each other.
Why?
Then you can go to bed.
Wait, what if they try to scare us?
I can't imagine why your parents are gonna dump you in the woods for a whole summer. They think it's Sissy and Court that are playing playing jokes on them, but nothing could be jokier than naming your kid Sissy in court. At least they're not blaming Tommy.
You just sit tight, Jason.
Tommy Jarvis never played Jason, but he did play Freddy in Return of the Living Dead. The sheriff gets a call from Batman telling him that he's an idiot for thinking Tommy is the killer. Meanwhile, I think Jason wants a gander at this girl's rather amazing eyes.
They were pretty while they lasted.
Oh, and he also wants to kill her. Tommy and Megan come up with a plan to escape, which involves borrowing the Terminator's gun for a second.
You better do as she says. It's wherever the red dot goes. Bang.
That's also what a porn director says when he directs with a laser pointer. It seems like they're mainly locking up the deputy for his condescending attitude.
I'll get it for you, babe. Really screwing up here, Missy.
This guy is gonna feel right at home when he discovers he can make internet comments. Without horseshit, I don't know how Tommy is gonna do this.
The only way now to stop Jason is to return to his original resting place. He drowned in 1957.
Or to have just not dug him
Yeah,
up in the
yeah,
first
yeah.
place.
So
That one is still on you, buddy. Oh shit, is Jason really gonna kill a kid?
This is an interesting scene.
Please.
We got a secret ring on the rest of the game. If we should die before I went to
Pure Flix's slash.
Was it the prayer or just good luck? Who knows?
Unfortunately, officers Hooper and Jan Michael Vincent are a little too late.
oh, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Well, looks like one of the campers has reached adulthood. Something is definitely wrong here.
Oh.
The lights are freaking out.
Good throw.
Now, how am I supposed to know what happened unless it's in 3D? Thank you. Though I wish there was a 2D version of that clip. Don't worry, they've still got Gator to protect them.
Oh,
Stroker East just crashed and burned. The sheriff finally has a good idea. He's gonna surround himself with children to keep from getting killed, just like Indiana Jones. But his vengeful side kicks in as he shoots Jason for hypnotizing Tommy into killing all of those people. Tommy could help the sheriff, but lack of snow isn't gonna stop him from making a snowman. I'm sure the sheriff can handle this.
He does put up a good fight.
yeah.
At least Megan still has one parent left.
If your mother were still alive.
That's it. Out.
Somehow that's probably also Tommy's fault.
Here, you're gonna be sorry.
You mean he's not already sorry? Jason realizes that he's crushed far too many heads in this movie.
Could have crushed
But
one
he
more.
had to conquer a Tom Matthews. At least he did get to scare a bunch of kids. I feel like that should happen at every summer camp. Jason's gonna tell you exactly what he thinks of Down Twisted.
Hey, asshole! It's me you won't remember! Come on! Come on, chicken shit! Come on, I'm standing there waiting! Come on, you pussy!
Whoa.
There always has to be a bully in these summer camp films. Wait a minute, this isn't the hot lava that was featured on the back of the box.
Yeah, he sets the water on fire.
Jason to get the volcano shits. This isn't so bad. Tommy's just been wanting to fit him for a necktie this entire time. Surprisingly, this plan actually works, and it'll keep trespassers from swimming, because there's always going to be something that's going to try to pull you under the water. Unless you recreate the ending of I Spit on Your Grave. Apparently Jason's veins are pumped with hot garbage. Until the second day of Camp Kids, that's when some cannibals are gonna hang a woman by her breasts. So, anyone gonna tell her that her dad is dead?
It's over. It's finally over.
At least it's over for Tommy Jarvis. This is his last movie. jail. And these fake out endings. Oh, that was the real ending. I feel comfortable now laughing at Friday the 13th Part 6's hilarious escapades, since as a cinema snob, the only slasher films I like are the ones that make fun of slasher films. This movie was like the Scream of the 80s, except every slasher film after Friday the 13th Part 6 wasn't trying to be like Friday the 13th Part 6. But beyond the positive critical reception, the film is also a fan favorite of the series, which of course meant that it didn't make as much money as the others, being the first Friday the 13th film to make less than $20 million. But given its incredibly low budget, the film still made a hell of a profit. We had to wait 2 years before the next Friday the 13th film, which was the first crossover of the series, Jason vs. Carrie.
Not really.
Does that movie have the wink-wink humor of Part 6? Well, we'll find out next Friday the 13th. Or you could just watch the movie. It's going to be several years before I'm done with this series.
Real dead meat. So, what were you going to be when you grew up?
Fun little after credit scene. And now he actually has finished the series, and he's had to like go beyond the original series.
Yeah.
Because now there's a Friday the 13th. He's now done the Bollywood Friday the 13th.
Oh my.
Yes, that actually exists. He did Bloody Sunday or something, a Friday the 13th ripoff, and he actually redid his 2009 review of Part 5 in the more current style.
Yeah. Had to kind of reach for material there.
But yeah, that's Part 6. This is a very fun review. Like, it's a good movie to talk about. It's got some of the cliches, but again, kind of like Scream, it's a bit self-aware.
Yeah, it does have a few pieces in there. I think one of the things that stands out the most here is that the two main characters are thoroughly unlikable. I mean,
yeah, I was actually going to bring that up, but you did it first.
Yeah.
I mean, I have mixed feelings on Part 6. I personally think, filmmaking-wise, it's the best sequel. It's very well made, very funny. But yeah, Tommy Jarvis, the only character to return 2 times, he is the most unlikable piece of shit. I mean, everything that happens in this film, all the deaths, it's all his fault. And the Megan character, where do I begin? She goes along with everything he says, breaks him out of jail, helps him get shit to fight Jason, and at no point does she ever see any proof to back it up until the very end.
And she's flippant. I mean, about all the deaths happening, it's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
I know the cops.
Shallow.
I know the cops are a bit trigger happy.
A bit.
But at the same time, Tommy is an unstable psychopath.
Yeah.
And watching it, I was kind of rooting for the cops to kill him at some point.
Yeah.
And the sheriff, while he does seem like a ass at times, he's coming off like a logical thinking guy, concerned dad, and I actually felt bad when he died. I mean, he did it to stop Jason from killing his daughter, so...
And this was the biggest attempt trying to stop him, I think, the whole movie, so...
Yeah, you can't say he didn't love her, and they didn't cover it enough, but I actually, honestly, liked the 2 girls, the 2 friends, a lot more. The red-headed girl, the black girl. I honestly wish they had been the main characters.
Yeah.
Because their brief scenes carried so much more likability and weight than anything with Tommy and Megan.
There seemed to be a lot of gore here, which is kind of a nice addition there.
Yeah.
Lots of different ways to die as well, so I think the body count was pretty high.
It was very creative. This is before the MPAA started cracking down on the movies. Part 7 was, as he mentioned, was virtually neutered of its gore. Something that should be brought up, because there's a lot of funny jokes here, but the one that has always stood out amongst fans is when, at the very end, you hear jail, then the credits roll. I mean, like it happens earlier, but then it happens again at the very end.
Okay.
And like just that mutterance of jail, then the credits.
Mm-hmm.
And Brad revealed that was not, like for the second roll, I think, that was not intentional. It was just like an editing error.
Oh.
But it's since become like one of the most recognized Cinema Snob moments.
Okay. Now, for me, I think the jokes and the review part that stood out the most to me were any of them involving the kids at the summer camp there. I thought that was pretty funny how he worked those in. So.
Yeah, surround yourself with the children.
Yeah.
And
day 2 of summer camp.
and the part where the gravedigger talks to the camera. That could have gone kind of bad, but it was well delivered as a fourth wall break. And also, that woman, I love it when she's like, I've seen enough horror movies, and then she's like, take my money!
Yeah, pretty realistic way to deal with that.
It's just so funny that someone actually would attempt that with a serial killer. And, he mentions Jason looks kind of chubby during the paintball scene.
I'm not one to judge, but yeah.
But there's a fun reason for that. Jason was played by 2 actors in this film.
Oh.
The guy you saw in the paintball scene was the original actor, but the producers, after seeing the footage, were like, can we get someone who's a little less round?
Yeah.
So they cast a much leaner actor for the rest of the film.
Huh. So it was shot kind of chronologically.
In a way. It's also just kind of fun. The paintballers, Slice, the smiley face on the tree.
Stooges. Yeah.
Yeah. Goddamn broads, smash.
Nothing like 80s stereotypes there, right?
Yeah. Last thing I'll mention about the film I really love, that RV crash.
That was pretty intense.
It was, and this is the 80s, so they actually crashed an RV.
Oh.
The guy who played Jason, I believe, was actually driving it for the crash. I'm guessing they probably strapped him in as tight as possible. But yeah, I watched that, it slide across the road on its side, and I'm thinking, if there were judges, I'm guessing 3 10s.
Yeah, I would have given it a 10. It didn't blow up in the end, but it's still good.
Yeah, it's good to keep at a certain level.
Yeah.
Overall, part 6, I say watch it. You might love it, you might hate it. And the Cinema Snob, his Friday the 13th reviews are always good to go through. And next one up at some point will be part 7, the new Blood.
There's definitely a lot of redeeming qualities about the 6th movie and about the review. You know, nice take on it.
See you again soon.
All right, enjoy.